Hello, welcome to New Earth Options. I just wanted to do a short video on raised beds, or to be more precise, a raised bed that we built during the first lockdown last spring. This is what it looks like now. So you can see we just took odd bits that we had lying around anyway, and we live in the country, so we have a lot of stuff lying around in the barn. Two pallets and two pieces of fence, and we built this raised bed and never regretted it. Firstly, it was much easier than I had imagined, and as you can see, they're quite amazing because you can just put in so much stuff if you want to, if you don't mind over sewing. I don't, definitely, but let's start at the beginning. Here you can see that we had to get some earth, some ground, and we were quite lucky because our neighbors were doing a new driveway. So we took some of the earth that they dug up and just put it in a place that was sunny enough to do a raised bed. Now I have to say a raised bed was necessary in our case because the ground here is really hard and really rocky and stony, and you cannot grow anything here. And if you can, the slugs will definitely eat it. So what we did, we put all this stuff together, just the old fences, old pallets, and yeah, we didn't even really think much or plan much. So it's not straight the way it is, but it works. And we used sheets of plastic foil that we also had just lying around for the lining. And we used chicken wire at the bottom, which we put in several layers so that the mice won't come through and eat all the roots. We had some potatoes in there and stuff, so we wanted to protect that. I'm not sure they would eat them, but they eat basically everything, definitely the carrots. So we put that at the bottom and the plastic lining all around, and then we started to fill the raised bed up with stuff, and we just used stuff. We had loads of like big pieces of wood that we couldn't use anymore because they were slightly rotten or had woodworm in them or whatever. We used big bits, small bits, branches, leaves, bits of boards, whatever. We really filled that bit up, and then we put earth and ground on top of it. Compost we had from last year as well. A lot of horse manure from our neighbor. Two of my neighbors have horses, so that's very, very handy. And because it was deep inside the bed, we didn't even have to bother to do anything with it. We just took the fresh horse manure. Then we put a mix of compost and garden earth and some bought in the store garden earth on top of it and started planting. Yeah, that grew really quickly because it was really warm last spring. So we put in some plants we had been raising in pots, but we also put seeds in directly, and because we didn't fill it up right to the top, the little plants were protected from the winds, which can be pretty cool and unpleasant around here during the night. We're on top of a hill, so that made sense, and also kept the plants protected during the winter. Here we already have our strawberries growing. They're much bigger now, and a bit of camphor, and that really took on very quickly under that lovely full moon. And after a month it looked like that, with the rock growing, and carrots and peas and courgettes, I think at that time, some leech, a sunflower, and that's the view from the kitchen window where I would look out at the raised bed. I was so proud, you cannot believe it. I was so proud of having done that finally. And yeah, after a month it actually looked like that. We'd definitely been over sowing, but it was still great because we I think there were potatoes in there as well. Yes, I can see the potatoes and flowers and God knows what. We'd use it like in a permaculture way, I should say. We'd just pick out whatever we wanted to eat that day and not have a big harvest or anything except for the potatoes, which we obviously took out when they were done. And a courgette flower, lovely, isn't it? Yeah, that worked pretty well. I mean, to really feed the family of 3 that we are through the summer, we would have needed 5 of these. I can say that much. Oh, that's a month later. It looks even better. And if you can see the pot in the right lower corner, that was sweet potatoes. So they actually grew last summer because it was so hot over here. I don't think that would work this time around. But it was totally worthwhile. I can only recommend it. And we did like little ones as well. Like this one was just for herbs. Yeah, and little flowers and stuff. Like sage. I think it's sage in there. And I don't even remember what we put in there. Something cat mint. Because it's supposed to protect the roses. And then we got so enthusiastic that we even did another really tiny small one. You can see Finn building it with bits of fences we still had left, and I don't really have a photo of that because I don't know. I tend to take pictures of flowers, not of potatoes, but we grew some potatoes in there, a lot of basil, and that's what it looks like now, the smaller raised bed. And well, that was the same principle, and as I said, it's just so easy, so quick, and it works a treat. And the tomatoes are already looking quite happy, and there's squash in the other corner. Yeah, I hope this inspired you to take the initiative and build another raised bed to feed mankind. Have a lovely day, and goodbye.